Hola, buenas tardes, bienvenidos a Culture Shock. En esta ocasión tenemos una invitada especial y le agradecemos mucho que viniera a nuestro programa. Ella es de Austria y bueno, pues los voy a dejar un poco para que ella se presente y nos hable un poquito de sus cosas, de su vida. Sí.
Hola, yo soy Elena, yo tengo 21 años y yo estoy aquí por mi intercambio, por un semestre en Puebla y ya me gusta mucho, pero es muy diferente como es en mi país.
Ok, muchísimas gracias por estar aquí.
Nada.
Y bueno, estamos también juntos con Aimé en esta ocasión,
Oli.
que ya conocen, y Beto, que nos hace el honor
Por
de
fin
visitarnos.
estoy aquí otra vez.
Sí, es la tercera vez apenas que viene.
Exactamente.
Ah, sí, cierto, creo que sí.
Creo que sí, no
Sí.
manches, Beto, ya tienes que venir más seguido.
Ya estoy aquí al 100 otra vez.
Perfecto, Beto, pues bienvenido.
Muchas gracias.
Bueno, pues en esta ocasión el show va a ser en inglés para que pues tengamos una conversación más fluida. Y bueno, lo primero que nos gustaría preguntarte es sobre tu lugar de origen. Where exactly are you from?
So I'm from Silt. It's a small village in Tyrol, which is part of Austria. It's like where the mountains are located, which I guess is the most famous picture that people have when they imagine Austria. And it's a small village which has about 2,000 inhabitants, so it's very
Okay, so
small.
it's very small.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's this picture with the mountains and the blue water, I
Yeah.
think, right? Yeah, and we have all
Exactly.
seen that picture.
And what are you studying?
In Austria, I'm studying sports, culture, and events management, which is like 3 types of major in one. But
Okay.
here,
Okay.
my major is like culture studies and literature.
Okay. What classes are you taking here at UPAEP?
I have a Spanish course, and I have literatura y cultura mexicana, but I took it in English because it's a bit easier for me. I have a course called Culturas del Mundo and Estudios de Norteamérica.
Okay, so lots of classes.
Yeah.
You're taking lots of classes. Do you like your classes in here?
Yeah, some I like really much, and others I like some not my favorite ones. So, but in general, it's okay.
Okay.
And which is your favorite subject?
My favorite subject is Culturas del Mundo because it's like what I'm really interested in. We are many people from different cultures, like from Russia, from the United States, from France, from Austria, and it's so interesting because we really have many things in common, but also many things are very different. So it's very interesting for me. And we also have like locals in this class, and this is really, really interesting.
Yes, we are classmates.
Yeah, that's why you know it. Well, that's pretty interesting, and I think that's one of the very good things that UPAEP has, because recently we have so many people from different countries coming together in classes. Do you have that diversity in classes that in your country?
Not really. It's like my class in general is half Austrian and half German.
Okay.
But we have some classes which we have with our international students, which are from Asia, from the Netherlands, and from all over the world.
Okay.
But it's just like 2 subjects, and I'm not so much in contact with these people like I'm here with the local people.
Okay, that's good. That's interesting, actually.
Yeah. Why did you decide to visit Mexico?
Well, honestly, Mexico wasn't my first choice.
Okay.
At first, I wanted to go to Taiwan because I really wanted to go to this one university, but there was like no place offered this year, so I had to decide to go somewhere else. Then I thought about Barcelona, but we have like a ranking system because everybody in my major has to do an international semester right now. And the guy right in front of me took the place in Barcelona.
Okay.
That was a bit bad. But yeah, now I'm here, and maybe it wasn't my first choice, but I think it was the right choice for me to come.
Okay.
Yes.
Things happen for a reason, so we're glad you're here then. That's why you're also here in this show. Okay. What would be a difference between the university system at your place and the university system here in Mexico? What is something
Well, there are many differences actually. It's like in Austria, and I guess in all over Europe right now, we have the bachelor and master system. So you study like 3 years for, like here it's called licenciatura, and we get a bachelor degree, and then we can do the master's degree. And we don't have so many private universities, so most of them are public. and
Okay.
it's much cheaper. So I pay around 400 euros for a semester,
Mm,
so for whole semester.
that's very cheap.
And we
Mhm.
have mostly more students in one classroom. So in my major, we're about 50 people, but in medicine, there are about hundreds of people in
Mm.
one room. And yeah, I think this is the biggest difference. And we have more classes. We don't have so much like partials or something.
Mhm.
We have one exam at the end,
Mhm.
but this covers like all of the things, all of the
All the
semester.
content.
Yeah.
And how are you evaluated? Just by the exam, or?
Mhm.
Mhm.
It depends. So some are just by the exam, others we have to do group work, and others are like projects.
Mhm.
But it depends. But most of them are just exams. So the one final exam at the end of the
Mhm.
semester, and you can
Okay.
try. So if you fail, you have 2 more tries,
Okay.
and you can. So if you get a good grade, then everything is fine.
Mhm.
So you have more opportunities to pass this exam.
Okay. Yeah, because here in Mexico, the system, it's always like partials and
Yes.
homeworks, assignments and things. And I think that it's different from many other parts of the world,
Yeah,
right?
I have like no homework at all.
Mm-hmm.
I had it in my Spanish classes and maybe in 2 others, but normally we don't have homework.
Mm-hmm.
So we really have this one exam, which is all in or nothing,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what counts.
And what do you like more?
I don't know. Honestly, I prefer the system I have at home,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't know. Here I prefer like the partial system because you have like 3 different exams, and all together is your grade. And at
Mhm.
home you have like this one day, and you have to be good on this day. And if something bad happens,
Mm,
you fail.
that's true.
But I prefer
Yes.
like the version without homework.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because sometimes we do have lots of homework
A
here.
lot,
That's
yeah.
true. And what you say, it's true. Like sometimes it doesn't really matter if you know it or not. But if you have a bad day, then that day, if that day is your exam, then
Yeah, exactly. It's like you know it, and you normally can do it, but just something happens, and you're not really so concentrated, and normally, and you fail.
yeah, and it doesn't mean you don't know.
Yeah.
It just means that that day was not the
It's
proper
just
day
like
for you
this
to take
one
the
grade
test.
does not say that you does not describe what you know about this subject.
That's true. Okay. What about UPAEP? Do you like UPAEP?
Yes, I like it.
What do you think of
It's
it?
very different to my university.
Uh-huh.
Like, I guess we have about 2,000 students at my university, and here it's a bit more.
A little bit more.
Totally.
A lot more.
Yeah, but mine is more modern, honestly.
Okay.
So we have like one of the most modern universities in Austria,
Okay.
which is very, very nice. But what I like here is the main campus, because you can sit and you can enjoy your breaks and everything. You have a lot of choice what you want to eat,
Mm-hmm.
and that's very nice. And what I really like here are the small classes. Like you're just 15 or 20 people,
Mm-hmm.
which makes learning so much easier than when you're with 50 or more people.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay. What about like facilities? Do you use the other facilities from the university? Maybe sports or what do you like?
I'm using the gym,
Okay.
and I really like it, but that's more or less the only one I'm really using.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what about Mexican people? What do you? How have you felt with Mexicans?
Mexican people are very different.
Yes, they are.
Yes, no, I mean, they're very nice. It's more easy to get in contact with a Mexican person than maybe with an European.
Mm-hmm.
Because, I don't know, very often people use the word like Europeans are closed or something, or cold, which I totally disagree, because we're not. We just need more time to open up to people and the people here.
Mm-hmm.
But I really like it here. But some things are easier in Europe, like punctuality, or we're more direct in what we're saying. Because like if we don't want to do something, we just say no.
Mm-hmm. And here, if you say just no, that is straight no. It's gonna be offensive.
Yes.
If
I don't
you,
like that.
I don't know, want to do something with friends and they say, yeah, let's meet ahorita. And it's like, when is it? Right now, 10 minutes, in an hour, never, just tell me, please.
Uh-huh.
Or I don't know if you just texting someone, yeah, where are you? Yeah, I just arrived. Says, yeah, where are you? Yeah, I'm on my way.
Mm-hmm. And that I'm on my way might be like I'm at home, I'm
at
still
home, I have
eating,
to-
I'm in my PJs.
Yeah, I have to take a shower and then I'm leaving my house.
That's true. That's true. And it happens to me too because I'm used to being punctual because of my job. And I understand the punctuality concept, everything else. Here in Mexico, of course, I'm Mexican, but anyway, it's hard for me. And if it is hard for me, like sometimes getting there on time, I'm having to wait and wait and wait forever, and knowing that I will be waiting.
Yeah.
For you guys, I just guess that it must be frustrating, right?
Yeah, sometimes it's really like you wait forever for something. It's not like just with friends, also in restaurants, it takes like forever.
Yeah, I guess.
And that's something that, I don't know if frustrating is the right word, but it's really like annoying.
I guess. Okay.
And how did you imagine Mexicans before came to Mexico?
I have a Mexican friend back in Austria, so
Okay.
he's from Mexico City, but right now he studies his master's in Europe in my university. And he told me before that, take care, Mexicans are very unpunctual, they're never in time, but they're very friendly, so you will have a nice time.
Okay.
But I don't imagine it to be really that true, that Mexicans are so unpunctual.
So you do believe they are unpunctual, like we are unpunctual, absolutely.
So you thought they were like 20 minutes late or
Yes.
something like that, but no.
And not always, but really it's like,
Yes.
it's like when you do an appointment and say meet at 8:30, 8:30 punctual or 8:30 Mexican time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it happens. Yes, you have to say at 8 we meet, so you can meet at 9 or 8:30.
Yes.
So, yes.
Or in weddings, even in formal situations and things, we like people have to put the hour before, so everybody really thinks that it's before, so they can
Yeah.
get on time. Exactly. Yeah, because in a wedding, like if the wedding is really at 7 sharp, it usually says 6 o'clock or something. So
Yeah.
if you arrive probably 6:20, you're still on time, and probably you have to wait, but the wedding will not be, I don't know, like affected in any form. No?
Yeah.
It's just crazy. I know. What can I say? What did you think of Mexico before coming here? Did you have an idea?
Well, that's a difficult topic. When I told my friends and my mom especially that I wanted to go to Mexico, she just told me like, no, it's too dangerous and you can't go there. And all of my friends told me, no, you're so stupid and you won't come back and something. And yeah, I don't know. I knew that it's different to what I have in Austria, but I mean, Austria just have like 8 million people. Even Mexico City is bigger than my whole country.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. I don't really I had really imagine about Mexico. I knew it's different, but I didn't know it was that different.
Okay. But what did you expect seeing here when you came? Like, I mean, like the type of buildings, the type of like streets or something. Did you imagine Mexico this way?
No, like the streets, I thought they're like better than they really are, or something. At the houses, I don't know. Like some places, it could be like a city in Spain or in Italy. It's very similar, but yeah, it's what I didn't expect, that it's so cold at night here, and especially in the houses. But otherwise, I don't really have such big expectations.
You hadn't really thought about it that
No,
much.
not really.
Okay. Okay. And what about your family? Now, are they okay with you being here?
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
totally fine. Like at the beginning, I always had to write my mom every day, yeah, I'm fine, I'm doing this and this, but everything's okay, I'm good. Yeah.
But now they're
it's
okay.
good.
Okay. Cool. Okay, so Beto.
I'm interested, like, to know about your country. How is the weather? How are people there? And maybe the main traditions and your culture.
I guess most of the people think that in Austria it's always cold and we have always snow, but that's
Okay.
actually not the truth. It's like summer is very hot, like about over 30 degrees, but winter is very cold, so minus 10, minus 15 degrees are not unusual. But I don't know, we're used to this. So we have our summer traditions, we have our winter traditions, and everything's fine. And yeah, Austria is very small country, but we have different tradition in every part of the country.
Okay.
And like in mine, one of the most famous traditions, maybe, we call it Fastnacht.
Okay.
It's like saying winter goodbye in form of a parade where people dress
Okay.
up in traditional masks and everything. It's like saying goodbye to the bad things and welcome the spring, the good, the new things.
Okay. So we have to go to a break, but when we come back, we would like to know more about those traditions and probably a little bit more of what you're telling us now. Okay. So we'll come back.
El sonido de lo natural está de vuelta. No te pierdas todos los martes en punto de las 13 horas tu programa Bios. Con nuevas secciones, entrevistas, enlaces telefónicos, transmisiones en vivo y mucho más. Bios, el sonido de lo natural está de vuelta. No te lo pierdas, todos los martes en punto de las 13 horas.
Hola, soy la basura que llevas contigo. Sé que me vas a tirar en la calle para deshacerte de mí, pero quiero decirte que lograré llegar a una alcantarilla y de ahí a ríos, mares y a miles de animales. Y cuando los ecosistemas se hayan ido y no quede agua limpia ni para tomar, sabrás que he vuelto.
Si tienes que deshacerte de la basura, hazlo responsablemente y evita que termine en nuestros ríos, mares y futuro. Si la tiras en la calle, te llega.
Nos vemos antes de lo que crees.
Este es un mensaje de Dale la cara a la Toyac.
Me llamo Luis Enrique, pero todos me dicen Quique. Tengo 17 años y estoy estudiando en Prepa UPAEP. Nado desde los 3 años y es lo que más disfruto hacer. Ser parte del equipo representativo de UPAEP me ha forjado como líder, porque todos los días trabajamos en equipo y nos esforzamos para alcanzar nuestras metas. Este año obtuvimos el subcampeonato en CONADEIP, lo cual es un gran logro para el equipo Águila. Busco ser líder transformador de mi entorno, y Prepa UPAEP me ha ayudado a lograrlo a través de programas de liderazgo social y orientación vocacional. Ahora sé que quiero estudiar ingeniería mecatrónica y aplicar lo que aprenda para ayudar a los demás. Para mí, ser UPAEP significa volar alto y mirar lejos, sobresalir con base a la lucha diaria, la disciplina y la dedicación. Todo con la finalidad de lograr una sociedad más próspera y un verdadero crecimiento personal. Todo esto soy yo. Soy Quique y soy UPAEP.
Culture shock, and we were talking about your traditions in Austria, right?
Yes.
So, if you want, you can continue telling us about this interesting tradition. I don't remember the
Fastnacht.
Fastnacht. Okay.
Yeah, it's something that happens like every 4 years because
Okay.
it's a lot of work to do it, and it's like a big parade, and it's the men dress up as witches or as traditional. It's really hard to describe this without a picture, but they have like masks which are made of wood, which are handmade, and all of the dresses are handmade. It's really a lot of work, but it's worth it because everybody likes it. And it's, the idea behind it was like saying goodbye to winter and welcome to spring, so welcome the good things. And that's one of our winter traditions.
Okay.
But it happens once every 4 years?
Yeah,
Okay.
but it happens in different cities or villages, so it's more or less every year somewhere
Ah,
else.
okay.
But in one village or in one city, it's every 4 years. 'Cause it really
That's
is-
good, yeah.
Only in Austria? Or
I guess so, yeah, but not in every part of Austria. So in my part in Tirol, it's like this. But honestly, I have like not so much ideas about how it is in the other parts because I normally just used to my traditions. And but I guess like different parts of like the same ones, but a bit different.
okay.
Yeah. And I don't know, it's like maybe another tradition is like we celebrate Christmas, I guess a little bit different because we're Catholic too in Austria, but we don't have like Santa Claus or something. We have this Christkind, which brings the presents to the children. So it's like Jesus, and it brings you on the 24th of December. So you have to wait all day, and as a child you're very, very nervous the whole day, and then you have to go to church. And afterwards, so in the whole evening, you get your presents.
In the evening?
Yeah, on the
Okay.
24th.
Okay.
So I guess it's a bit different here.
Yeah.
But yeah, we celebrate it like this, and it's really nice, and it's with all of the family. But families are normally not that big as they are here, so they're smaller. But it's very nice. It's my favorite day of the year.
And what's the traditional food for that celebration?
It's different for every type of family. Like my mom always cooks a certain type of meat which my grandmother used to cook before.
Okay.
But many people eat like fondue or raclette or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's different because here in Mexico we eat turkey or like pork leg or big things now, and the very famous romeritos. Do you like them? Not much.
Yes.
Because they are either hated or loved.
Yes.
Exactly.
And what about drinks?
In general,
Hmm.
well, we have lots of beer in Austria, many different types, and I
Should go
personally
with
think
that.
that it's better than it is here. But we also have a lot of wine, and for Christmas we have like Glühwein, which is like hot wine with some orange juice and cinnamon, and it's really really good.
Okay, that
And-
sounds good.
Yeah, and we have really many types of different wines. So right now we have something which is called Sturm, so it's very young wine, which is sparkling, and it's really good. And yeah, but it's in general it's really really different than it's here, like food and drinks. Our food is not so spicy. That was like one of my biggest problems I had here in Mexico.
Yes. Everything is spicy.
Yes, even the sweets are spicy.
Yeah.
That's really something. It's like candy, but it's spicy.
And it's not a joke.
It's nice.
It's not a joke, it's for real. Like we do it then.
Yes.
Okay, talking about like these issues or problems, what would be like a situation that has been different or shocking or I don't know, probably something that you didn't expect having or seeing or surprising for you here in Mexico?
Actually, it was Mexico City, I guess. What was my biggest shock here? So I wasn't in Mexico City in general, but I passed it because I went to Xochimilco
Okay.
by bus, and we passed like poorer regions of the city, and it was really shocking for me to see these houses and circumstances how the people live. Because I mean, we have poverty too in Austria, but it's not so visible when it is here, and it was really really shocking for me because. I don't know, it's like I'm interested in what kind of people are living here. Are they having jobs? Are they having children? What is with these children? Can they go to school or something? It was really, really shocking. And also when you're here and you have to stop at the red light, at the traffic light, and you see the children that have to work and are trying to sell something to help their families, that's always something that is, I feel really bad all of the time when I see this. And that's something that could not happen in my country.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, here in Mexico we have this super big division of social
Yeah,
classes.
Very rich and very poor.
Yeah, they're very, very rich and they're very, very poor.
Yes.
And it's really ¿cómo se dice? Notorio.
Notorious, like visible.
Yeah.
You can
Yes.
actually see it. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, but it's the rich people and the poor people.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
big
and like
difference.
this, like intermediate class, it's like probably we see it, but there is really
Few of them.
but we cannot really do a lot because we are just working to like for ourselves, and there is really nothing like I mean you can do some stuff, but it's not like you do have the medium to help them either.
opportunities,
Exactly.
Yeah, that was probably my biggest shock so far.
Okay, well that is a very dramatic shock.
Yes.
There
So
is
from
nothing I
1
can
to
tell
10,
you.
from 1 to 10, let's change a little bit. Okay, from 1 to 10, how strong was your culture shock?
Whoa, I don't know. I would say about a 7.5 maybe
Okay.
or an 8. So it's just in some points. Like I traveled a lot in Europe, but you have more or less always your same standard. And then you came here, and at first, we arrived in Mexico City, and I wanted to wash my hands at the airport. And even that was kind of shocking because you have different sinks than we had. And at first I like no idea how should this be working. And then we arrived in Puebla, and I lived with 2 other guys from Austria in one house.
Okay.
And then it was like the whole house was really different how I expected it and how I'm used to it. But yeah, I don't know, I wasn't that shocked at first, but now I realize that I really was at first. And then we went like to eat, and I didn't like the food at first. That was also really, really shocking. Because it was like when a Mexican tells you food is not spicy, you're dying because it's really spicy. And yeah, probably my biggest culture shock was the food. because it's so different. And I knew Mexican food before, but the Mexican food that we have in Europe has nothing in common with Mexican food.
Yeah.
So it's more like this Tex-Mex things. And I guess if you would ask people what is the most Mexican food, they would say burritos or something.
That's true. That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
And what about behavior? Like, is there any behavior in people that you still don't understand? Like, I don't know, why are these people doing this?
Yes. It's like, I still don't understand, like, why don't they say, if they don't want to do something, just say, no, I don't want to, no, I don't have time. Not like, yeah, let's do this. And then you want to do this, and then, yeah, they don't arrive.
They just never show up.
Yeah. It's just, I mean, I'm not rude if they say, like, no, I don't want to go to, or no, I don't want to do this. But it's just easier if people say what they want. And what I also don't understand is why they put chile on almost everything. Really, like when they eat fruits, they don't eat it without chile. It's like when you're on the street and you see someone selling like mangoes, they always put chile on top.
But it tastes really good.
Yeah, but why? Like,
But it's fruit.
Well, yes. But I don't know.
yeah.
Okay, and something funny happened to you being here? Or do you have any anecdote or event that has marked you being here?
Yes, I guess the best event I've lived here so far was the Dia de la Independencia. Because I was in Guanajuato.
Okay.
And it was a very great experience. Because I went there with Elena, with my Austrian friend too, and with other people. But we two were the only one that went on the inside of the main square of Guanajuato. And it was actually full of people, but we found a way to get inside. And there were only Mexicans, and they were celebrating, and everything was very impressive because we don't celebrate our national day like this in Austria.
Okay.
And it was the first time I heard like the Cielito Lindo, and I didn't understand why all of the people are just shouting this so loud because it's not the national anthem or something. And it was just a huge party, and it was so. I really enjoyed this day, and even now I still feel like very good when I think back. It was. For me, probably the best day here in Mexico so far.
Yeah. Yeah, the Cielito Lindo is just like, it's not the national anthem, but it's
Everybody
like,
loves
it's
it.
like this cultural
feel
thing,
like-
exactly.
Yeah.
It's more like emotional, no? Like,
Yes.
yeah.
But you can really, when I was there, you could really feel the emotion of the people and how they felt being like here and being Mexican and being proud of what they are.
Well, that's cool. That's cool that you had the opportunity to live that. Yeah, because I think I usually, like when students ask me, international students, when is the best time of the year to come to an I don't know, an interchange here in Mexico? I would always say the fall semester,
Yeah.
because you have the opportunity to see that, and you also have the opportunity to see the Day of the Dead, no? And a little bit of Christmas or something, so you could see like lots of things that are
Yes.
different and traditional things.
Yes.
Did you see the ofrenda contest?
Yes.
Did you participate?
No, I didn't participate, but I watched like all of them, and it's very nice and something really different because we don't have something like this in Austria.
That was gonna be my question.
But
Okay.
yeah, it was really nice, and how much work the people invest to create them, and it's
Well, you should go to the cemetery. All the time that I say this,
Yes.
I kind of feel like funny, but yeah, you should go to the cemetery
Yeah, right.
to see
Yeah.
to see all these decorations in the graveyards,
Yeah.
etc. Yeah, in any cemetery you could see that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, Beto.
I don't know. Did you make friends quickly here in Puebla?
Yes, I did. So not just and many people from the exchange, of course,
Okay.
but also like local people,
Mexican people.
Mexican people, and not Mexican people. But yeah, it was
Okay.
very easy, and I feel kind of sad thinking that I have to go back in January. It's like, I mean, these people are living at the other end of the world, and it's probably you won't see them ever again. It's
True.
something very sad.
True.
But yeah, I really enjoy time spending with those people here because they're very warm people, very open-hearted, very open-minded, and it's really nice.
Is this the first time that you go abroad, like for an interchange program? I mean.
For an exchange program, yes, but I was in Italy for 3 months.
Okay.
So, but yeah.
So now, sorry. Now you can speak in Italian, or
Yeah,
because you were in
yeah.
Italy,
My
right?
Italian
Okay.
was better before I arrived here in Mexico because now my Spanish is a bit better.
Okay.
But yeah, so I speak German, English, Italian, and Spanish.
Okay.
Is there any other place that you would like to visit, like for an exchange program, or not really?
Right now, I don't know. Like on one end, I would like to visit like the whole world, but I could not say that I want this specific country.
Okay.
And right now, I'm very happy that I'm not in Taiwan and that I'm here. Because yeah, I think it was definitely the right choice to come here to Mexico.
Exactly. It would have been completely different.
Yeah.
So it's good that you decided to come here. Had you come to America before, like
No, it's
the
my
American
first time.
continent? So that's cool then that you chose us.
Yes.
Okay. So we also need to go to a break, okay? And we're coming back with the last segment. This last segment is about language. So we're going to be asking you some questions about your language, and probably you can teach us a little bit about it.
Okay.
So we're coming back. Thank you.
What have you heard about Mexico these days? We are the best hosts. Every year, over 23 million tourists visit Mexico, and even better, 80% of them always come back. We're green, first place in natural protected areas. Jacques Cousteau named the Sea of Cortez the aquarium of the world. Classy, 2 of the 30 best restaurants in the world are in Mexico City. And it's all happening in Mexico as we speak. Find out for yourself.
El sonido de lo natural está de vuelta. No te pierdas todos los martes en punto de las 13 horas tu programa BIOS. Con nuevas secciones, entrevistas, enlaces telefónicos, transmisiones en vivo y mucho más. BIOS, el sonido de lo natural está de vuelta. No te lo pierdas todos los martes en punto de las 13 horas.
Soy Aleli Espinosa y estoy estudiando el 6º semestre del doctorado en educación en UPAE. Me gusta mucho leer y cocinar. Disfruto pasar tiempo con mi hijo. Tiene 5 años y es el motor de mi vida. Soy psicóloga de profesión, pero mi vocación la encontré en las aulas. Estar frente a un grupo y saber que puedes ser la inspiración y el factor de cambio de tus estudiantes es una sensación inigualable. Mi verdadero compromiso es con ellos. Por eso me preparo cada día para ser mejor profesionista y con el doctorado en UPAEP lo estoy logrando. Quiero generar cambios reales para que la educación en México forme a los líderes que nuestro país necesita. Mi historia comienza aquí. Soy Aleli y soy UPAEP.
Hola, soy la basura que llevas contigo. Sé que me vas a tirar en la calle para deshacerte de mí, pero quiero decirte que lograré llegar a una alcantarilla y de ahí a ríos, mares y a miles de animales. Y cuando los ecosistemas se hayan ido y no quede agua limpia ni para tomar, sabrás que he vuelto.
Si tienes que deshacerte de la basura, hazlo responsablemente y evita que termine en nuestros ríos, mares y futuro. Si la tiras en la calle, te llega.
Nos vemos antes de lo que crees.
Este es un mensaje de Dale la cara a la Toyac.
Para el del lenguaje, como quieras.
Now we are back in Culture Shock, and we are going to talk about in the language about I don't know, the structure, some words, and then we will know how to present ourselves.
Yeah,
To introduce ourselves in German.
German,
In
yes.
English.
Okay. Yeah. So first of all, we have to clarify. No, the language that is spoken in Australia is
Austria.
Okay.
Not Australia.
In Australia. In Austria. I'm sorry.
You already said
Yeah.
that.
So, and I want to clarify. Yeah. Thank you.
That's something happens so, like people ask where you're from.
True.
Austria.
True.
Oh, with the kangaroos from down under.
No.
Austria, Europe.
Sorry.
with the
Yeah. With Austria. So the language that is spoken in Austria is.
German.
Okay, but you are telling us that it's a different type of German. Can you tell us about
Yeah,
it?
it's like so we have German in Europe, in Germany, in Switzerland, and in Austria. But every country speak like different type of German.
Okay.
So like the real German more or less is Hochdeutsch, which you learn at school, but like nobody really speaks it. And but we have in Austria some different words in Hochdeutsch than the Germans have. But yeah, more or less it's the same language with some differences. But we have many, many dialects in Austria and in Germany as well. And that's the bigger problem, actually.
Okay.
Because, like, Austria is very small, but we have so many different dialects. And even in my country, in Tyrol, not everybody can understand every person from every part of the country. And yeah, that's sometimes very, very difficult.
Okay.
Because even my dialect is very different. The dialect in a city 20 minutes away.
Okay.
So, yeah.
That's
So it
interesting.
can be very close but completely different then.
Exactly, yeah.
That's
How many languages do you speak?
I speak 4 languages. So I speak
Four.
German, English
German.
is second. I started Italian when I was 15 and with Spanish when I was 17.
Spanish, because you speak Spanish very well.
Thanks.
Okay, and at a school, what's the language that you use at a school?
So at school, we all speak German. But I had we have different types of school. And then in my secondary vocational school, I had some classes in English because it was focused on economy and on languages. So I had some classes like history I had in English, and some economy classes I had in Italian.
Okay.
But in general, everything is taught in German.
Okay, because for example, then if you have these completely different dialects, then how would you communicate?
No, it's not like
Yeah.
no, it's possible because everybody knows Hochdeutsch and
Okay.
kind of Standarddeutsch it's called, which is includes some words of the most common dialects, but it's like German similar to Hochdeutsch,
Okay.
and everybody understands it. It's just some people. I have friends which are from different valleys, and they had to struggle talking to each other because they have some expressions which they use different words for, and that's the bigger struggle
Okay.
than speaking normally in daily life and at school.
Okay.
And about the language, about the structure of German, is it different from English or Spanish?
Yes, I guess German is different to any other language in this world. It's in Europe, it's very easy when you know Italian. Learning Spanish is very easy because it's very similar. But German is in any type you can think of. It's very, very different.
Yes.
So it's very hard. So for me, if it won't be my first language, I don't know if I would like to learn German because it's very, very hard. And we have different letters. We have these so-called Umlaute, this Ö, Ä, I. And yeah, I think it's very, very hard to learn it. Yeah.
What was more difficult for you to learn, English or Spanish or Italian?
Or Italian.
I don't know. I can say I started with English in primary school, so when I was 6 years old, so it was very easy. But then, actually, Spanish was more easier to learn because I already had a lot of knowledge from Italian. And it's very similar. It's just in some types of grammar it's very different.
Okay.
But some words are very similar, so you don't have to learn that much.
How much Spanish did you know before coming here?
I was learning Spanish for about 4 years, but with breaks. But I had never really the opportunity to practice it. So it was, I would say it was okay. I was able to speak with the people.
Okay.
But yeah, right now it's better, of course.
And where did you learn Spanish? In your school? At school?
Yes, in my school.
Okay. And did you know did you learn the Spanish from Spain?
Yeah, I learned the Castellano.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's also something that was very strange for me because we have in Castellano, you have some words which you use very, very often, but you can't use them here because they mean something completely different.
Exactly. Or they sound funny or
Yeah.
something.
That was when I came here, I used these words and people were staring at me what did she say? Yeah.
So Spanish, is it a mandatory subject in there, in your school or in Austria, or not really?
In my
You
type of
chose
school,
it.
it was mandatory is always. So you have German as your first language, and everybody has to learn English at school.
Mhm.
And normally there is at least a third language, so you
Okay.
can choose between Italian, French, Latin, or Spanish.
Latin. Okay.
And in my school, I had to learn 3 languages. So I had German, English, Italian, and I could choose between French or Italian. I choose Italian,
Mhm.
and then between Russian and Spanish.
Okay.
Oh,
That was a big choice.
And Spanish was the easier opportunity.
I guess. And Spanish is not easy at all.
no.
No, it's really not.
What word has been difficult for you in Spanish?
Which one? Sorry.
What word has been difficult
Word?
for you? Word.
Like you mean to use it or what I...
Yeah, like maybe pronounce it
Your
or even
favorite
use
word.
it. Yeah.
My favorite word? I don't know. Well, I struggle a lot with the names of the villages and cities here sometimes.
Okay.
Like your city, like Quetzalan.
Quetzalan,
I was
yeah.
like, what? Or Xochimilco, and all of these places are very hard to
Okay.
pronounce for
Okay.
me. But now it's better, but still like some I don't know. It's like, where do you go? Yeah, let me show you on the map. It's easier because I have no idea how to pronounce this.
Okay.
So it's like cities and villages are very hard sometimes. But otherwise, I don't have words where I say it was very hard or I don't know. I can't think of one right now.
Okay.
O torrinolaringólogo.
Come on, you're looking for the biggest words in Spanish.
But would you like to teach us how to introduce ourselves in German?
Yes, of course. It's like we say, like my name is. It's like ich heiße.
Ich heiße.
Ich heiße.
Yeah, very very good.
Yes, I know German.
She knows
She speaks German
Is
actually.
ich heiße Annalena is my name is Annalena.
Again.
Ich heiße.
Ich heiße
Yeah,
Beto.
Okay.
correct.
Ich heiße Beto.
And which is like different to Spanish or to other languages. When we talk about our age, we don't say like I have 21 years, so I am, so yo soy, más o menos. It's like ich bin 21 Jahre alt.
Okay. Ich
Ich
bin.
bin Aaron.
I,
Okay.
how old are you? 20,
21.
21. 21.
Okay. Again, just slowly. Okay.
Ich bin
Ich bin
21
21
Jahre
Jahre
alt.
alt. Oh,
Very
Uh-huh.
good.
now I
Okay.
speak
Very
German.
good. I study.
Ich studiere.
Okay. Ich
Ja, studiere
studiere
Idiomas.
Idiomas,
Sprachen.
Sprachen.
Ich studiere Sprachen. Yo estudio idiomas.
Okay.
Okay.
Great.
Like if we go to Austria and we just land off, what would be some survival like probably phrases that we can use, like hello, or can you tell me how to go to this place, or can you help me please?
Where's the bathroom?
I think a good point is that almost everybody speaks a little bit of English, so
Okay.
you can talk to almost everybody in English. But just like to know, hallo, kannst du mir bitte helfen? It's like, hello, can you help me please?
Okay.
And then you can explain everything in English, and the people will be polite with you. This would be very important. And maybe one of the most interesting things is when you arrive in Austria and you are thirsty, you don't have to buy water because you can go to the bathroom and drink the water out of the sink.
Okay.
That's something I really miss here because you always have to pay for water, and we have drink water everywhere.
Exactly. Well, yeah. That's a big difference between Europe or the US, for example, and Mexico.
Yes.
And
Big shock.
do you also have do you also can drink water from the fountains
Yes.
like in Switzerland?
Yes. There's some but there is like a mark that this is not drinking water.
Oh.
But as long as this is not there, you can drink water everywhere and
Oh.
for free, which is.
Did you drink water here? No, they
No,
told you before.
They told me before.
Okay, cool.
I think yes.
Because it might have happened.
But it's something that still is very strange because when your bottle is empty and you want to refill it and you can't, you have to buy a new water or something. That's something that really annoys me here. Maybe also part of my culture shock.
Yeah, definitely. We came back to the culture shock then.
Yes.
Okay. What was probably a sound or a sound that was difficult for you to pronounce in Spanish?
Sound. So I can't pronounce the R correctly, like the rolling.
Okay.
I can't do this. I always trying it, but it's not possible for me. And I think Spanish sounds so much better if you can do this. But I tried a lot and it's not working. So that's very sad because we don't have this like in German, and so it's very, very difficult.
Okay. And what about the opposite? Like for a person who speaks Spanish, what would be a difficult sound to pronounce or to make?
Probably the Ö, the U, and the E.
Yeah.
It's like our umlaute. It's letters that don't exist here. So I guess it's like the O with the 2 points on top. It's like a Ö.
Like ooh.
Ö.
You see?
Yeah.
Something like that. How long have you studied German, Aime?
I don't know, like, well, a year, because I was in Germany in a whole year, but before go to Germany I studied like 4 months, just for 4 months.
And it was hard for you, I guess.
Yes,
Because people don't speak like you learn it normally.
yes,
Yeah.
it was, but then when you are in a country who you always hear and you have to talk in that language, it's
Yes.
not like too hard.
Yeah.
So you learn quickly.
You get used to it.
Yes, in 3 months you're talking.
Mhm.
Not
Yeah.
fluently, but
You can understand like
yes,
most
you
of
can
the
understand.
things. Or you can, if you don't know a word, you can describe it, and out of the context you understand.
Mhm. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, but it's better to learn a language in the country.
Where it's spoken. Yeah.
Yes.
That is
Because
true. That is
you
true
don't
because you
hear it.
are all the time listening to that language, all the
Yes.
time practicing the language.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So I think that we are kind of running out of time. I don't know. Yeah. I'm not very sure. Oh, okay. We still have 5 minutes. Okay. I just wanted to check because we were going to ask you a question and then sometimes we just never
Yeah.
finish.
Yes.
That's the thing. Exactly. So we do have time for another question. Beto.
Okay, what do you miss from your home?
My family.
Your family?
My
Yeah.
family and the food
Food, yes.
and the drinking water. Yeah, mostly my family and my friends. Because it's like we have 7 hours of time difference, so it's not always that easy to communicate.
Okay.
It's like when I go to sleep, my mom is already has to wake up for work.
Yeah, she's busy.
Yeah,
Would you like to live in Mexico?
I don't know.
Maybe in
like-
Puebla
I
or
guess
Guanajuato?
probably not, because I know, like for me as an Austrian, it's more easy in Europe because I
Okay,
can
yeah.
live in every place in Europe I want to, and here, what I really hate about Mexico is that people always stare at me because I'm white and I'm blonde, and I think that's something I would never get used to, and yeah.
Well, but it's not in a bad way.
outstanding. Yeah, but I'm outstanding. And that's
Yeah,
something
that's true.
that
That's true.
I don't want to be all of my life.
Okay.
Yeah, here in Mexico, like Mexicans, we all look the same, no?
No, I don't think so.
No,
No.
I
you
think
don't think so?
Mexicans come like in every colors, and the faces are even so
Really?
different. Yeah, really. I think
Okay.
there are huge differences.
Okay, that's something new for me because I would
Yes.
always say, well, Mexicans, we are all used
to.
to.
You look so different.
Well,
Really.
Well, that's true. That's true. Well, but at least we do have like probably I don't know same color like eye color or
Yeah.
hair
yeah, that's like
color or
I mean,
something. So
I'm-
yeah, you're right.
I'm really white. I have green eyes and blonde hair, so
You are different.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I always notice that people know that I'm different. So it's like when I'm in an Uber and the driver asks me, so it's obvious you're not Mexican, so where are you from?
Exactly. And you're like, I don't want to talk about this
Yeah.
now and again and again
Yes,
and
All
again.
the time, just where are you from? And are you French or are you from the United States? No, none of these two.
Exactly. Last semester I had this girl and she was from Hungary, I think,
Yeah.
from Hungary. and she had like this super red hair.
Yeah, I can imagine.
And like blue eyes, but really beautiful blue eyes, and she was really pretty, and she was all the time like, no, sometimes I don't want to even go out of home because people are actually taking pictures of
I
me,
also had
and
that
I see the
situation.
kids, and I see the kids telling their mom like, look at her, and I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm sorry, what can I tell you? That's true. That's true. We do that.
Yes.
Yeah. Sorry.
Exactly. We apologize for our
it's
people.
fine, so I get
Okay.
used to it.
Okay. But besides that, you have been comfortable then.
Yeah, I love Mexico, so I love the people here. Meanwhile, I'm fine with the food. It's still very spicy, but it's I'm okay with it, and I enjoy my time here. And like thinking that I have to go back makes me kind of sad, and I will miss the people here a lot.
Okay. But you probably don't want to live here, but would you like to come back? Just
For sure, I'm coming back one day.
Okay. Cool. You should.
Yes.
When are you leaving? Are you leaving on December or
in January.
In January.
Yeah.
And what are your plans before going home?
Traveling, like I want to go to Cancun, to Tulum, and maybe I don't know, Costa Rica or Guatemala or somewhere. But I want to travel a lot and see as much as I can.
You should, because you're already in this part of the world. So
Yes.
okay. And from the places that you have visited already, like what have been your favorite ones? Probably here in Mexico. Yeah,
Guanajuato for sure.
Definitely. So yeah, you are in shock.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a really, really nice town with a lot of history and very nice.
Okay, cool.
A year ago, I went to Guanajuato and I didn't like it.
You didn't like it?
Because it was very dirty. It was with, I don't know, with food on the floor, and I know. No.
Really, you didn't like it?
I only like the, how do you say? Town. Ay, el centro.
Downtown.
Downtown.
Sí,
Downtown,
yeah.
eso. It's
Very
only,
nice.
Well, it's
Yes,
been
but
ages since I don't go to Guanajuato, so I cannot really talk about it like recently exactly. You haven't gone either?
No.
But I do have a friend, probably he went with you because I have this friend, I have this student, he's my friend student. He studies with me in the Spanish class, he's French, and he told me he went to Guanajuato, so
Maybe,
probably you
yeah.
went with him. And he was so in love with Guanajuato too.
Yeah, it's really nice. Plus, Puebla is very beautiful. Puebla, Cholula, yeah, a nice place to visit.
Cholula, and I always ask, Cholula the place or
Daylight.
Cholula the party life? What Cholula are we talking about? Both. Exactly, both. Yeah. Okay. So, I don't know, but I already asked so many questions. I don't know what to ask you anymore.
well, I am from Orizaba, Veracruz.
Okay.
And it's 2 hours away from here. And it's really, really nice. You should go to Orizaba, Veracruz.
Yeah, I put it on my travel list.
Okay.
Or let's ask the opposite. Like, if we go to Austria, what would be a place that you would recommend? A place that
Tirol,
everybody
Innsbruck,
likes to go.
my hometown. It's so beautiful. It's like you have the city and you can go skiing in 20 minutes because it's really located in the heart of the mountains.
Okay.
It's so beautiful.
Which is the name?
Innsbruck.
Innsbruck.
Yeah. Very, very nice place. Lots of culture, lots of history. It's really nice.
And is it near from, how do you say, Salzburg or
It's
Wien?
about 2 hours from Munich and from Salzburg.
Ah, really?
Yeah.
Ah, it's really near.
Will you come back? Will you go back there? Yeah. When will you go?
I don't know. But
It's just a plan. It's just a plan in the future.
Yes. Actually, I had a dream today, and I dream of my classmates in Germany.
Really?
Yes.
So you do miss that place.
Yes, I do.
When did you go? Like how long ago?
On 2017.
17.
2 years.
Yeah.
Okay, so you miss the place.
Yes.
It's been a
I
lot
really
of
do.
time, and you're still dreaming of the place.
Yes. I know.
Well, now you have friends.
Yes. Come and visit me.
Yes, I will. I will
Okay,
text you.
exactly.
Yes.
Hey, I'm here.
And that's the reason that these shows are also for.
Yeah.
Okay. So I don't know if you would like to add something or just like, I don't know, for the community, like Upayep community to listen to you speaking in German, like you say something in German, saying goodbye or something, so we can end the program with your language.
Okay, so vielen Dank, dass ich heute hier sein durfte und es hat mich sehr gefreut. So thank you for having me and it was a pleasure for me to be here.
Thank you very much. And thank you for being here.
Thank
we
you.
really appreciate that. Okay, so
So it's time to go. It's time to go, and we will be here on Tuesday with another guest. She is from
I don't remember.
Russia.
You told me
She's
your
from
friend.
Russia. Yeah, she's from Russia.
Yeah. She is your classmate, right?
Yeah, she's our classmate. Yeah.
Yeah, Beto told me today in the morning, and I was just so scattered today in the morning because many things were going on, and I was like, what is going on? So don't ask me those questions, Beto. I did not register that.
Thank you so much.
Okay,
Thanks.
thank you for being here. So
Thank you.
we'll come back next Tuesday.